or maybe you just don't know what the next step is or how to really go about it, call Net Worth Advisors at 800-725-2988. That's 800-725-2988, or visit our website at networthadvisorsllc.com.
Been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everyone. And we'll see you next week right here on the Net Worth Financial Hour.
Net Worth Advisors, LLC is an independent financial services firm that utilizes a variety of investments and insurance products. Investment advisory services are offered only by registered individuals through Net Worth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed by Net Worth Advisors on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinion of this station. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. This radio show is a paid placement.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps. With volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
My retired friends are going back to work. I'm worried Social Security won't be enough. BenefitsCheckup.org connected me to $1,000 a month for food and medicine. It's free. Visit BenefitsCheckup.org today.
Supported by the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Who says vaping is safer than cigarettes? Science does not support that belief. Vapes can contain a variety of chemicals, flavoring agents, cancer-causing elements, and other harmful substances. High levels of nicotine in some vapes can be more likely to lead to addiction, and chemical ingredients are not always listed accurately on vaping packages. Vaping can also damage your DNA, your heart, your lungs, and even your smile. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
The proceeding was paid for by Net Worth Advisors. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News. I'm Mike Dubusky. Republican Susan Collins has a new challenger in this fall's Senate midterm. Troy Jackson officially accepting Maine Democrats' nomination today, taking over from the embattled former candidate Graham Plattner. Jackson's a former state lawmaker and fifth-generation logger. He spoke at today's convention, saying he can pick up on Democrats' momentum in the state.
And it belongs to every person who's working more and more for less and less, while billionaires and corporations cut the line in front of them. That is the movement that we are here to carry forward.
President Donald Trump met with top advisors behind closed doors yesterday, discussing how to proceed with Iran. On the table, significantly expanding military action against the country if Iran doesn't come to the table for peace negotiations.
Is there any sort of back and forth that would lead to some sort of a deal? That's been the question for months now. At least publicly, neither side really shows any sort of willingness to come to an agreement that would satisfy either side's red line. So it's kind of a stalemate at the moment. And when you're talking about a stalemate and you're talking about increased military activity, then I think you're talking about the likelihood of intensification of this conflict continuing to rise.
ABC's Matt Rivers reporting from Amman, Jordan. Cyclosporiasis cases are growing across the country. ABC's Andrew Dimbert says the CDC is now adding more states to the list of those impacted by the outbreak.
The outbreak epicenter linked to shredded lettuce from Mexico served at Taco Bell is now expanding. 4 states were added, making it a total of 9. Most of those cases, more than 8,000, are in Michigan, and there have been about 160 hospitalizations. No one has died. The lettuce was distributed by Taylor Farms and sourced from central Mexico. Late Friday, Taylor Farms announcing it had suspended all production from that region.
And at least one person has died in Spain in connection with the wildfires there. You're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Foreclosures across the U.S. are rising. Experts say borrowing costs are going up as oil prices increase in response to the developments with Iran. Joel Berner is a senior economist at Realtor.com.
Rates we expect to stay pretty steady, but home prices are starting to retreat a little bit. There are parts of the country where home prices are falling in terms of what's being listed for sale right now. I'm sitting in Austin, Texas, a prime example of that, where home prices are coming down even though mortgage rates aren't.
Also on the rise, measles cases across the country, with the Academy of Pediatrics finding it's the worst year for that illness since 1991. Dr. Andrew Racine is the president of that group.
Measles is not a benign illness. It is true that children get fever and they get rash and they get coryza and they get conjunctivitis with it. But the things that really worry pediatricians is that some children end up with pneumonia from it.
A new hurricane is closing in on Hawaii. ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore has the latest forecast.
We knew that this was going to be an active season with that El Nino in the Pacific Ocean. So we have Hurricane Fausto we're tracking. I just want to bring you up to speed. Pretty strong there, Cat 2. As it approaches the Hawaiian Islands, it will diminish in strength, but still packing a punch, bringing heavy rain, strong surf. And this will be Tuesday night to Wednesday night as it brushes near those islands.
Meanwhile, the continental U.S. is dealing with extreme heat watches and warnings. I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the curator of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Michael Krause.
Corporal John J. Pinder, Jr. of Allegheny County received the Medal of Honor during World War II near Colville-sur-Mer, France, on June 6, 1944, also known as D-Day. Corporal Pinder landed on the coast with the 16th Infantry under devastating enemy machine gun fire, which caused severe casualties among his boatload. Carrying a vitally important radio, he was hit by enemy fire in waist-deep water and gravely wounded. Pinder delivered the radio and made 3 more trips recovering other equipment from the surf. On the last trip, he was wounded again, but aided in establishing vital radio communications before he was hit for the 3rd time and killed.
Consider a tax-deductible donation. Visit soldiersandsailorshall.org for more information.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny this afternoon with a passing shower, high 82. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Carl Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
You've heard the stories. Now talk about them with Michael Bartley. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Yeah, you got to wait till that kicks in. Yeah, baby. Here we go on a Saturday, Michael Bartley, on a Saturday afternoon open forum. I know we do a lot of politics and so forth. We do that. Hey, it's a gorgeous day in the Burgh. I have a friend in from out of town, came in from Harrisburg and staying with me. We had a great dinner in downtown Pittsburgh last night. The city was alive, I'm telling you. City was alive. And then today, he wanted to go to his favorite breakfast place in the Strip. We kind of went maybe too late. We went at like 11 o'clock, 11:30. We couldn't get parking. It was unbelievable. It was so wonderful to see. So, we came out here to the South Hills a little bit to Green Tree area to have breakfast because it was so jammed. I'm telling you, it looked like New York times 100. And as I do on Saturdays, beginning my program on a lot of Saturdays, I begin with my man Joseph Sabino Mystic, who writes a hugely popular column for the Trib, and we get a sneak preview, and I like to read. I would just read part of it. And Joe is a Democratic strategist, of course, chief of staff Sophie Mazoff, worked with Dick Caligiuri, legendary political analyst and Duquesne law professor. Joe, good afternoon on a Saturday.
Hey, Michael, how are you on this beautiful Saturday?
I'm good. Did you go to the Strip this morning to La Prima with your boys?
I was in La Prima with my guys, and we had a wonderful visit with each other. The weather was incredible. The line was out the door and down 21st Street.
I'm telling you,
I wait for a good coffee, and it's a wonderful tradition here in the Burgh.
What was it about it today? My friend Jordan and I, he loves going down there a block away from La Prima, the breakfast place. We couldn't. It was so jammed. And I'm like, listen, even if we get parking, it's going to be an hour and a half wait. What was it about today at the Strip? I know Saturdays are crazy, but I love going. The energy is amazing. But today was like out of hand. What was it?
Yeah, I think it's the break in the temperatures, the break in the weather, no rain. To accompany the break in the temperatures. And, people are just anxious to get back out. It's a place where you see Pittsburghers, again, standing in line happily, chatting with each other, making new friends. And no one's frustrated, no one's anxious, no one's impatient. It's a pretty amazing thing. And, it's that third place we talk about. We have homework, and everybody needs a third place, and a lot of people choose the Strip.
Joe, it's like, and downtown I'm telling you, it was hopping last night. It was really popping. But the Strip just pops on Saturday and Sunday morning, too. It's really like, it's amazing. And I know it's no surprise to you that if I have a friend come and stay for the weekend, they have to go to the strip. They have to go to the strip district now.
Right,
now,
yeah,
so
yeah.
when I'm finished with this, we're gonna go down to get because we're going to the Bucko game tomorrow to get some stuff from Jimmy Yinzer, at 5:00 or whatever. But people are
no place better, no better guy than Jimmy Yinzer.
That's my
Right.
man. That's my man too. But Joe, it's the strip is. I know this is repetitive, but I can't help it. Jordan was so depressed because we knew we weren't going to have time to do it, but it was just so incredibly vibrant, and that's what we want. You know what I mean?
We've had some studies that have indicated that it's our greatest tourism attraction, our most popular tourism attraction. And we're talking about the old strip, the traditional strip, now augmented by what we call the new strip over on Smallman Street, and both sides of the strip are humming all the time. It's rather remarkable.
If I go down there to meet someone for breakfast on a weekday too, it's jammed and it's fun and it's wonderful and it's just unbelievable. All right, speaking of wonderful, and I got to give it to you. This piece today has some innocence to it. It's not so hardcore, but I think we can all relate to this, and it's called We Can Do Great Things. Joe, I'm not going to read the whole thing. This will be available triblive.com in a couple of hours. Is that right?
Yeah, it's around 4:00. It usually starts running online. It should be in print as of this morning in the Weekender edition.
Beautiful. Here we go. With all the social and political turmoil of the past 10 years, it's important to remember that America can still do great things. No one can be blamed for feeling down about presidential threats to our free elections, the specter of another endless war in the Middle East, rising food and gasoline and other essentials, and shootings of civilians in our cities by masked federal police. But we are lucky to have some reminders of what Americans can do when we work together and how we respect each other during those times. The nationwide tour of a giant steam locomotive is not the first thing you might think of if you were searching for ways to get Americans to set aside their differences. But Big Boy did just that. Designed to pull the extra heavy loads of wartime equipment and supplies during World War II, Big Boy drew thousands, and I mean thousands, of spectators as it toured America to mark the nation's 250th anniversary. We were in Homestead, one of the Monongahela River mill towns that formed the crucible of liberty that made the munitions and equipment that won the war as Big Boy passed. Pittsburghers gathered on the Homestead Grays Bridge and below it. No politics, no name-calling, just for the sake of seeing a symbol of America's role in the great fight for freedom one last time. It felt good. Sometimes the reminder of what we can do together has been on full view for so long that we forget about it. A perfect example is in the middle of Oakland on the University of Pittsburgh campus. The Cathedral of Learning is Pittsburgh's Statue of Liberty. What a line. I'll get to that. Let me read it again. The Cathedral of Learning is Pittsburgh's Statue of Liberty. It took sheer audaciousness by Chancellor John Bowman to envision such a thing in 1921 and build it. At 42 stories, it is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere that is dedicated to learning. Construction started in 1926. I'm jumping around. And many immigrant laborers and craftsmen continued working through much of the Great Depression until completion of the Cathedral of Learning in 1937. The rules for the nationality rooms still make sense. Designers for the rooms were told that no political symbol is permitted in the decorations, nor a portrait or likeness of any living person. While it meets the university's needs for all it stands for, the Cathedral of Learning is one of those buildings that should still take our breath away. There is nothing like it in the world. And it was built in smoky Pittsburgh through the Great Depression with immigrant labor, giving full credit to those dreamers who wanted nothing more than to be Americans. Whether it is the Cathedral of Learning or one last glimpse of an old locomotive that was part of the victory over tyranny, sometimes we need a reminder that we can still do great things here. Unbelievable. Joe, before I ask you the motivation of this, I'm sorry, but this line is, I don't know how that came into your brain. The Cathedral of Learning is Pittsburgh's Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I think it is. And like most Pittsburghers, we drive past it frequently. I love the view of it coming up Forbes Avenue. It's perfectly centered between the rows of buildings along Forbes Avenue in Oakland. And it's been a big part of all of our lives, whether you went to Pitt or not. It's a centerpiece of the city, and you can see it from the hills all around Oakland. It's just it stands for far more than a typical university building might stand for. And the history of it is really tells you everything you need to know about Pittsburgh and everything you need to know about America.
What made you write this? And the big boy thing, I was on the air that day when it was heading into Pittsburgh, and it was just it gave you goosebumps, and I know you went to the homestead that night, and that's where it was coming in, well, sort of at dusk. But what we can do great things. What inspired you to write this?
Well, when you think about the news, it's rarely encouraging these days. I come from a blue-collar family out in the Turtle Creek Valley. We worked in the steel mills, Edgar Thompson Works, and I worked in the mill myself one summer, which was enough of an incentive to become a lawyer, quite frankly, because it was such hard, grueling work. But that's the history that built this city, and that's the history that built this country. And I think we kind of forget about it from time to time in the midst of all this controversy.
Because we're fighting. We start fighting all the time.
Yes. Yeah, we have families that are split that don't share Thanksgiving meals anymore. And enough of that. If it takes an old locomotive to roll through our towns, or if it, if we pause for a moment and look at the Cathedral of Learning and how it got there, maybe we'll come one step closer to working together again.
And if we can stand in Homestead and every stop, Youngstown, where there were Latrobe, there were thousands of people along the stops there, and you know what, Joe, there were Republicans and Democrats and ultra left, ultra right, and everybody was just enjoying such a wonderful time together. We can discuss politics because I'm not letting you go without a political question. That's what we do here on Saturday.
Sure.
But we don't have to get bent out of shape and not talk to each other for the rest of our lives.
And we can continue to treat each other respectfully, especially when we ponder some of the things we've been able to do together. We can still have our differences. But think about the great things we've done together, in spite of our political differences, in spite of our cultural differences, in spite of our religious differences. Just think of the great things we've done in this country. Ponder that for a little bit. Maybe that will help us get back on track.
And I tell you, I'm not blowing smoke, but, the other night I did a whole 4 hours that the phones rang off the hook on the old black and white TV shows. And everybody from every background called, and I laughed because you sent me a text. Michael, the whole world's falling apart, and you're talking about Mayberry and Lucille Ball. But that was hilarious. You know what I mean? That was part of the thing, don't you think? Yeah.
Maybe finally we're hungry enough for some of those good shared times of the past that will help lead us to the future.
Exactly. Joe, I have about a minute left. Today, Democrats in Maine, they picked this guy, Troy Jackson, to run against Susan Collins. This is going to be interesting, and I think you'll agree the Maine Senate seat would hinge on whether Democrats take over the Senate. Everyone's all eyes on Maine. What do you make of this how they nominated this Troy Jackson, who's a state legislator, more on the progressive side, I think?
Yeah, well, he was a tough guy as the state Senate president. He's been a Democrat since 2004. Previously, he was a Republican. He's a logger, which is plenty of that brings you plenty of goodwill in a place like Maine, just like a lobster fisherman, right?
He worked his butt off his whole life.
Right, plain speaking guys you would expect from Maine. He seems to have the assets of Graham Plattner, without the liabilities.
Yeah.
Susan Collins is no pushover. She's shooting for her 6th term, but the question is whether her old ways of her centrist approach to things have really gotten her anywhere during the Trump years, and it looks like they have not. Trump's not a centrist, and he's not interested in any kind of compromise.
They're gonna tie her to Trump as sure as look at
you. Yeah, exactly right. And Troy Jackson's for Medicare for all, and more topically, he wants to eliminate ICE. Maine just had a resident shot and killed last week.
Yeah,
and I think Susan Collins is maybe held accountable for some of that as well.
They protested at her office. They protested at her office. You know.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting race. Look, there's 100 days left. Kind of reminds you of the Kamala Harris thing. But this isn't an entire nation that you have to mount a campaign in over the next 100 days. This is just the state of Maine. And so it's very doable here.
Yeah, Joe, listen, I really appreciate it. I love when you start the show off and you become a tradition, so much so on Thursday nights people say, hey, Michael, where's Joe Mysticat? All right, listen.
It's always great being with you, and I appreciate it.
Thanks a million, Joe. I appreciate it, too. Enjoy your weekend. All right, take care. All right.
Too. Bye.
Joseph Sabino Mystic. You can read his thing at triblive.com in a couple hours. 866-391-1020. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media. When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal
and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. Keith in Moon Township. You'll be my first caller, then Steve. Thanks for the calls already, folks. But this is such a short segment because I went a little long with Joe. It's very short, so I'm going to give you ample time. I'll go to news and then pick up the calls after news, okay? So this guy who the Democrats took in Maine, okay, Troy Jackson, and they nominated him at their convention today to succeed Plattner, who got in trouble for the way he treated women, all that type of stuff. They threw him out. So this will give you some flavor of how, and this is going to be, this race is going to be, this could tip the whole deal in the Senate. Anyway, Troy Jackson gets nominated, and he says this from the podium. For nearly 30 years, Susan Collins has told Maine that she is concerned. She was concerned while she rubber-stamped Trump's Medicaid cuts and gutted our health care. She's concerned when she cut taxes for corporations and the wealthy. Concerned when she confirmed justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. She was concerned when she gave ICE billions to terrorize our neighbors and murder people in the streets of Maine with no accountability. See, this is what you're going to get now as we get closer. This is what you're going to get. So our open forum will continue. I'm going to do some latest on the war. I'm going to get to my calls first, Keith, and then Steve. And then there's another Fox News poll out today. That's an eye-opener. Believe me. Gas prices are going through the roof again. I guess the national average now is back over $4, $4.05. Yeah. And this seems like the war is widening. 866-391-1020. My name is Michael Bartley, and I'm here every Saturday, 2 to 5, and we have a lot of fun. We really do. And your opinion, no matter what it is important, okay? I'll get back to the calls and updating some of the latest news of the day. Open forum on Saturdays. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-777-1979, 800-777-1979, or biglou.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you, and we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dabosky. Democrats in Maine today officially nominated their replacement for Graham Plattner. Troy Jackson is a longtime Maine politician known as the liberal lumberjack for his progressive policies and history in the logging industry. He'll square off against Republican Susan Collins in November. More fighting between the U.S. and Iran this weekend as President Trump now threatens to take the country apart piece by piece if they don't strike a peace deal. And back stateside, gas prices are up.
The average gallon of gas now at $4.10, up 20 cents compared to last month. The president warning Russia and China to stay out of the war. Trump saying both countries have agreed to stop selling weapons to Iran. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
And tomorrow's Tour de France stage is being cut short as French officials shift security forces to help with the wildfires currently raging across southern Europe. This is ABC News.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist. I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A spotty shower this afternoon, otherwise clouds and sunshine. High 82, mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Then clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm around, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kai Erickson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Welcome back. Michael Bartley, Open Forum on a Saturday afternoon, 2 to 5. All right, to the phones we go already. And I'll get back to some Some other topics. The Fox News poll today, very, very fascinating. Gas prices, the war is really heating up. So Keith in Moon Township wants to talk current events. Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, Michael.
Keith, my man, one of my favorite Trump supporters, my man.
How can I possibly be your favorite?
Well, I have a couple favorites. You know, you on Saturdays, you and my man Dan in Mount Pleasant. Hey, at least you're fun. At least you're fun, Keith. You are.
Yeah, I try to keep it easy. You know,
I know.
You know, before, I just, I said current events, but I want to talk about my family reunion. But before I get to that, I'd just like to make a quick mention on the Maine primary.
Yeah, people are talking about it today. Go ahead.
I would have voted for Ashley Webb. She was the strongest candidate by far.
And I'm a little leery, wary. I don't know with this Troy Jackson, but we'll see. He seems a little progressive.
Too, Mike.
He seems like a little too progressive for me, but we'll see. I don't know.
Well, she had all the credentials. She ran before. She was a writer. She wrote some songs or something, right? Okay, enough of that.
Okay.
Guess who I don't go to a lot of family reunions, but remember a couple years ago I was telling you about my cousin Pat?
Vaguely.
Well, she's pretty progressive.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, did you? Oh, dude, don't tell me you started a fight at a family reunion.
Yeah, she almost hit me.
Oh, you are so bad. That's terrible.
Just kidding. I can't.
I know you are. I know. Wait, did you get?
Thank goodness the family reunion went off without a hitch.
Okay, and politics weren't brought up, right?
Right. You know, stuff like open borders and
you love that. That's your favorite topic. Wait, Keith. Listen, Keith, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. You got to get along with folks. Don't bring up politics at the family reunion, believe me. All right, Steve in the car. Steve, you're on KDKA. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Michael. Pleasant surprise to hear you today.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, commenting on the Maine Senate race. You know, they're odd up in Maine with their politics. And I agree with you. I think he's a little too progressive. I think if he was a centrist Democrat, he would probably win.
I think
Collins arguing with Trump a lot might help her. And at the end of the day, Republicans, and even some Democrats won't vote for somebody that's too progressive because of their, their socialist ways. So
yeah.
I think that might. It's going to be interesting. Like you said, I have concerns about him too.
Steve, I think very, very. It's going to be very interesting. And listen, let me tell you something. It ain't easy knocking off an incumbent senator. And Susan Collins has a war chest. She's popular there. But. This is, I think, this is going to be fascinating because Trump is so unpopular. And, that ICE shooting there, Susan Collins must have just been in a turmoil in her brain and just unbelievably nervous about it because and I know what you're saying too. He'd be maybe I don't know. Well, maybe a little too. I have to read up more on this Troy Jackson, but I think a centrist Democrat would have mitigated a lot of things. But is Maine? When I think about Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island, the extreme Northeast, I think pretty generally liberal.
Oh yeah, and they're a little different in their politics. So, I don't know if this is still true, but I used to have to go to D.C. for my job, soliciting for the nonprofit I worked for, and I didn't realize Maine state representatives, they're part-time positions, and they hold regular jobs during the year. And they're only in session a short period out of the year.
That's fascinating. And this guy is a legislator, and he works in the logging industry. And when I read that thing, Keith, about what he said about Susan Collins, they're just going to slam any incumbent Republican and try to tie them to Donald Trump in the general election, in the midterms. Do you think that's going to work?
You know what? No. I think it's going to happen on both parties. It's going to turn ugly. Even though she was like a moderate Republican and opposed Trump a lot, he's going to attack her and try to tie her to Trump. And at the end of the day, they're going to try to tie the Democrat candidate to all these progressive ideas, some that he may support and some that he doesn't. So I just think it's going to come down to identity politics for each party. The candidate is probably going to be pushed to the background.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. I just don't. And again, I'm Keith. I mean, Steve. I'm sorry. And you're way more conservative than I. I'm a middle of the road. It's a liberal Democrat. But you know what? I think I'm agreeing with you. But and I'm telling you that a centrist Democrat would have mitigated a lot of what you're saying. And listen, Susan Collins did, especially towards the end. I know it's an election year. She has opposed Trump in several votes, and she'll repeat that over and over and over and over. But I'll tell you, I think this Maine Senate race is a linchpin in terms of the majority in the Senate. I do.
Oh, I do too. But, at the end of the day, Michael, I think we can agree on one thing. I think me and you and a lot of other people are just tired of both darn parties, and we need choices, viable choices, not these third-party candidates, but literally a good choice that isn't a Democrat or Republican. At the end of the day, neither party has their best interest at heart.
You know what's interesting about that? And I'm going to bring up the Fox News poll maybe in my next segment. Republicans and Democrats together. Do you know what they want? They want new blood. What do you think of that?
Yes.
And I'm talking majorities, Republicans and Democrats. I don't think MAGA folks are in that. I don't think,
yeah.
but they want new blood. And when they say new blood to me, I think that means younger. I think, when I look at Trump, I saw him on television yesterday. I think he looks terrible. And I'm not, he just looks, he's 80 years old, okay? When he's out of office, he'll be 82. And I'm not ripping on older people and what they look like, but he just looks tired to me. And I think, after Biden, after Trump, don't you think that people are like, can we get someone young in the White House and across the board?
Yeah. Will term limits ever happen in our lifetime, buddy?
I don't know. I
don't think. You can like or hate Trump, though, but one thing you can't deny, that guy works 24 hours a day.
I know he does.
I know he's old. Not that we agree what his outcomes are, but he does put a lot of effort into it. Well, I think what hurt the Democrats was when they hid Biden's shortcomings, hiding his disease and his lack of transparency. Trump throws it all out. And I tell you, I am a supporter of Trump with some things, but I'm just tired of his criticisms and his mocking people, and he would just stick to politics.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. They need young blood. They're crying for young blood.
They're crying for young
blood. They really are. And really the only options they have are the radical progressives coming out now.
Steve, you're not a MAGA. I think you're like what I used to call country club Republicans. You're like a mod. I've voted for Republicans over the years. Jack Hines, Arlen Specter.
Oh, yeah.
I voted for my man Tom Corbett. I suspect you've probably voted for a few Democrats over your lifetime.
Oh, yeah. The one day last time I called, we both all listed our favorite presidents, and we had them all.
Yeah.
Reagan, Clinton.
Yeah.
It is. I was asking you at the time, I don't know if you ever made the decision. Who would play Trump in a movie?
That would be great. I love. Oh my God, I love it.
Remember that?
Yeah,
And
that
who
would.
would play
Yeah.
it?
Oh, wait.
We
Who?
saw Rodney Dangerfield.
We said, yeah. Then we started talking about Rodney. I don't know who it would be. I don't know.
You know who I was thinking?
Who?
And he's got a comedic part too, and he can be a serious actor. But I think he could get into character for both sides of Trump. John Travolta, maybe.
Oh, that's interesting. I was thinking of Harrison Ford, but you got to do a lot of make. You have to put the hair on him and everything. You know, I don't know.
Oh my God, who could? I hate that hairdresser who got that job. Who could recreate that
I know.
Who could
Oh,
recreate that?
Steve, you're right on the money
O'Brien,
today.
maybe.
I know. Steve, thanks for the call. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Hey, you too, brother.
All right, bye-bye. All right, I'm gonna share this. You know, I mentioned just a little bit with Steve there, this new Fox News poll. It's interesting to me. People do want new blood, and to me that signals younger people. I think maybe people are just sick of, just throw the bums out. I don't know. I think they're just sick of it. They are. All right, 866-391-1020. Michael Bartley, KDKA. I'll be right back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
EasyCater, the workplace food platform, makes it easy to order food for all your workplace needs.
From favorite restaurants, don't forget that.
Who are you?
Tina. I'm Tina. I use EasyCater at my job.
Well, I am the voice of EasyCater. Don't you have work to do?
Not as much now that EasyCater saves me all that time ordering food for the office, with great options for any group size or budget, all on one platform. Just trying to spread the word.
Fine, let's do the last bit together. EasyCater, it's all the food for your workplace.
All in one place. Start an order at EasyCater.com.
Oh, you're not terrible.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
It's Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, welcome back. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. I'll pick up the phones after news at 3 o'clock, ABC News. George will be my first caller. But I wanted to get into, I just wanted to get into the Fox News poll. It's not hyper related to Donald Trump, but, he's he's been really, ranting against Fox News polling because he has not looked good in their polls. Not at all. And indirectly, he's not looked good in this poll today. Several findings in the latest Fox News poll show voters are very, very unhappy and want major change, which bodes well for Democrats in November. Donald Trump's approval rating remains near a record low. And he's not getting much traction, especially in my view, not relating to the poll, but his numbers keep plummeting because we're back in this war big time. It seems to be widening. Now Saudi Arabia is involved, and this is the Strait of Hormuz is a disaster. And then he's throwing tariffs on Canada. It ain't good. His approval remains a record low. Anyway, Fox News, more Democrats are motivated to vote. Republicans joined Democrats and independents in rating the economy negatively. This is just a summary of the poll. I'll get to some numbers here. 4 in 10 voters want dramatic or revolutionary change. How about that? Wow. And the GOP is tied to elites, according to the majority of voters, way more than the Democratic Party. Okay? The Fox News poll indicates Democrats can better handle the income inequality, health care, inflation, the economy. 9 points above Republicans as it relates to the economy and foreign policy. I think that's significant. I really do. Republicans hold the advantage on crime, while government spending and national security are pretty evenly divided. On immigration, the GOP had an 8-point advantage in April. Now Democrats are preferred by 1 point. How about that? That indicates to me the ICE shootings. It really does. If the election were held today, 53% of voters would back the Democratic candidate in their House district and 46% would back Republicans. That 7-point edge is just outside the poll's margin of error. 53% is the highest percentage either party has received on the generic House ballot in Fox News polling since 1996. And Democrats have 56%. 53%. Yeah. Yep. That's very, very high relating to midterm elections. Very high. 44% expect the economy to worsen in the coming year. Only Republicans express optimism, 71%, about the economy. 75% of Democrats and 64% of independents expect it to worsen. That ain't good news for Republicans. 64% of independents. Yep. Democrats and Republicans have a surprisingly broad array of shared beliefs about politics today. Both think elected officials answer to the elites. Both think the system is rigged. Both want to see new blood in office. That's what I said. Both feel betrayed by their own party. Both disapprove of their members in Congress, and both want a mandatory retirement age for Congress. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sick of the same old faces, too. I am, especially now. Yep. An increasing number, 65%, think the country's system is rigged in favor of the wealthy. Yeah, that's up 9 points since the past couple years. Yep, rigged toward the wealthy. By 2-1, voters say it's more important to elect new people than keep those with experience. That does not bode well for Republicans. I like to keep you, this is August is next week. And then we essentially have like 3 months. 3 months. And, it doesn't hurt. Don't be afraid of trends in polling. I like doing it. Don't be afraid of it. Yep. And yeah. It seems the numbers are becoming more and more codified to me. If the election were held today, Republicans and Donald Trump would be very unhappy. It's almost as if independents, and it's not just Democrats, independents, and it's not just Democrats and independents. Middle of the road Republicans have had enough, it seems, and the numbers bear that out. Fox News numbers. Fox News. I don't watch every once in a while. I have friends that work there, but I don't watch it that much. All right, 866-391-1020. To your calls when I get back right after the news.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football team.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $129, and get your air ducts cleaned for $5.99 per unit. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com and take advantage of the savings today.
The Super Summer Savings continue at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, boneless pork country-style ribs are $1.99 a pound. In the produce department, zucchini or yellow squash is $1.29 a pound. In our deli, Coons Garden Fresh taco salads are $7.99 each. And additional savings this week, Dasani water, 24-pack, 16.9-ounce bottles, buy one, get one free.
It's happening now at Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Nate Bargatze.
It's a lot to have 2 dogs because you got to open the back door and let 2 dogs out.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. PPG Paints Arena, July 30th and 31st. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News. I'm Mike Tobusky. Maine Democrats have a new Senate candidate aiming to take on Republican Susan Collins in the fall. The party was forced to hold a last-minute convention after Graham Plattner suspended his campaign amid a growing number of sexual misconduct allegations.
Jackson almost immediately entered the race to replace Plattner. He just gave his official acceptance speech, now kicking off what is expected to be a very busy next few months. Big picture, the stakes are high, not just for Maine, but nationwide. Democrats need to pick up 4 seats to flip the Senate.
ABC's Christiane Cordero. Nearly 260,000 people in southern Europe are being told to evacuate right now as strong winds and dry conditions lead to an increased wildfire threat there. One person is confirmed dead in Spain, where a state of emergency has been declared. And that's not the only country being threatened. France also feeling the heat.
Some areas did have cooler temperatures, and crews were able to get some of these fires under control. But France, they're expecting another heat wave next week, which will do absolutely nothing to help this situation. And it's the reason why people have been told to shelter in place, or we have seen those mass evacuations called.
ABC's Marcus Moore reporting from the Foreign Desk. Meanwhile, in the U.S., millions are under heat advisories as well. ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore has the latest.
Things are heating up in Dallas, Texas. Heat index values. What does that mean? That means it's going to feel like 106 degrees in Dallas, Texas today. Meanwhile, in the state of Florida, temperatures are also feeling like the triple digits, and it's pretty much the whole state at this point, from Tallahassee to Tampa, Jacksonville to Miami. Get ready for that heat.
And health workers at an Ebola treatment center in eastern Congo are on strike today as the number of confirmed cases in that country of that virus nears 3,000. You're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments. Just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Thousands of students are taking to the streets in India, marching on Parliament in what they're calling the cockroach movement. ABC's Guy Davies has the story.
India's Gen Z has found a peculiar new mascot, the cockroach. Supporters of the Cockroach Janta Party, or CJP, have been camped in New Delhi's Jantar Mantar Square for weeks calling for government reform. It all began when India's Chief Justice allegedly compared groups of unemployed young people to pests and cockroaches.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has decided to open the southern border to cattle migration, with experts hoping it could alleviate high beef prices. That border was closed due to the emergence of the New World screwworm. Peptides are the latest wellness trend, and now a federal panel is taking steps to make them more accessible.
You've probably heard about peptides, but if you've wondered what they are...
This isn't something new. Our bodies make thousands of peptides all the time, such as insulin and other hormones.
That's ABC medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel. A 2-day hearing of an FDA panel led to 6 peptides approved to be legally made by compounding pharmacies. As to what they could do...
And regarding if they're safe and effective, short answer... We don't know, and we don't really know because a lot of the evidence and data is based on anecdotes.
The panel's recommendations are not binding, but Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. supports making peptides more accessible. Brian Clark, ABC News.
If approved, a doctor would still need to prescribe their use. I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
30, time would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29, if that'll help, been 29,000, being 7, would have been 9.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional Auction on August 4th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, North Franklin, and Northeast Maryland, with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny this afternoon with a passing shower, high 82. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Carl Erickson on the .1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Unapologetic in his talk, it's Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Welcome back. It's Michael Bartley. 866-391-1020. I'm here till 5 o'clock. No, I think the Fox News poll is quite revealing. Let me reiterate. 53% of voters, and as we get closer to midterms, and people are talking about the main race today. The Democrats picked Troy Jackson. He's more on the progressive side against Susan Collins. That's going to be interesting. I don't know. And he's already hitting her for being close to Trump. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Maine's sort of an independent. There are a lot of independents there. But it's not going to help Susan Collins to be her votes with Trump. But she has opposed him too. This is going to be an interesting race. But I do think Maine is the linchpin for the Senate race. But I'll tell you, polls are tight in Texas, Iowa. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Fox News poll again. 53% of voters would back the Democratic candidate in their House district and 46% of Republicans. And 46 the Republican, I mean. This is related to the House. 53% would back the Democrat. That's the highest percentage, 53%, either party has received on the generic House ballot in Fox News polling since 1996. I say that because trends in the House races impact the U.S. Senate races. And I know you know that. All right, to the phones we go. George in Clairton. George, you're on KDK. Welcome back.
Art man.
My man.
I've been waiting for you. I hear us, and I say figuratively us because it's us talking about, we want new blood. We want new blood. And what do we do with the new blood that's there? And it's not real new anymore. Probably rates from 4 to almost 10 years now. Summer Lee's been there how long? About 8 years?
She's, yeah, I believe so. I believe. Yeah.
See, as a lover of history, BC means to me.
No. I think she's there 4 years. I think that's
okay.
The House seats are 2-year terms.
Okay, so she came in with Sarah Innamorato.
I think.
That spring.
I gotta look.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering. What I hear all the time on this station, and this is all I listen to, just how bad-mouthed they get. They get no support. They can't do any right. I'll tell you who's the most fairest for them, and he's not a very conservative guy, I don't think. I mean, liberal guy, is Rob Pratt. He gives them credit and props for just tossing their hat in the ring and getting in it. The person I dislike the most, who's on in the afternoon, does nothing but run his mouth about them. Why doesn't he go in the ring? The guy who talks behind the microphone. Put the microphone down and go in the ring, man. Put your name up. We get callers that call them supposed to be pro-union, and they've been sliding.
I was right about Summer Lee, by the way. I was right about Summer Lee. She's
4 years.
3.5 years she's in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So by January it would be 4 years. Yeah.
Well, they've been just getting a foothold in this slippery, slimy substrate of Pittsburgh politics or any American politics. They get really no buys. Everyone's just on them constantly, running their mouths. It's amazing because, I mean, these are females. I know that really doesn't mean much. But these mega males, I think they are these alpha males, all they do is run their mouth. And it's just sickening. It really is. A lot of stuff on this station needs revamped, and I wish I can get management's number and give them some good, honest feedback like they used to. And they used to call me back. But for the past 3 years, that's been impossible to do.
Oh,
It's
you
a
go.
shame.
Yes,
It's nothing but a tear down.
you could do it. You'd call the general number. You could do it. Yep.
I've done it, and I get nothing back. I have that general number. I usually get something where voice boxes are full and all that. So I mean, it's a lot different. It was different when it went from whatever to Intercom.
So wait, is your point about new blood? Because I'm saying, I think, hold on, I think independents as well impacting this Fox News poll, that independents, Democrats, and Republicans, not as many Republicans, and Republicans want new blood. I think what that means is it's a reflection of Donald Trump's age. B, I think people are so unhappy with the economy, with the prices of gas, with inflation, with wages not catching up to inflation. I think they're in this throw the bums out mood. I do.
Well, years ago, we used to have something that was in 1981. It was called the Red Ribbon. Do you remember that? People used to tie a red ribbon on their antennas of their cars.
Kind of,
and
yeah.
That meant to, remember that? That meant to vote everybody out. And that was when Reagan was only in for about a year. And by 82, the Red Ribbon had really taken on. And then by 82 and 3, guess who also probably subversively took over the Red Ribbon? And they did it for child, not molestation, but whatever, child trafficking probably. And it was the Jerry Falwells and all of those televangelists that were real big, who were probably worse than anybody.
Reagan called them the moral majority.
Yes, the moral majority. There you go.
That's
Forgive me, Father, because I have sinned. Remember Jerry Falwell?
Yes.
What a bunch of yo-yos. And this is their second and third generations now, who are the MAGA, and all that. It doesn't go away. It's a bad seed. It's a societal seed that will always be. And that's why I give the progressives credit, because they're the only thing that's going to counter this. They're the only thing that's going to counter the fat old boy politics that caused this big deficit in the retirements.
I don't know if the progressives. I'm with the Republican guy who called me about a half hour ago. I don't know. Listen, Troy Jackson. Troy Jackson could win this main race. I get it. You know, Susan Collins. People are in a throw the bums out mood, but I think it would have been easier for the Democrats if they took a more moderate Democrat. But I mean, Maine is different. I get it. But I just think, you know, they could. Progressives are more easily criticized. Do you understand? I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Now, you said an operative word right after your friend, the Republican, was on before the news.
Yeah.
And the word you said was revolutionary change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we're going to see.
That should be
if
interesting.
We're going to see anything. That's how it's going to be.
The Fox News polls, it said 4 in 10 voters, so 40% want dramatic or revolutionary change.
Right.
And that's a lot of people.
Right. And that is a lot of people out of 340 whatever million we got. And you know what? That goes for Republicans and Democrats. So you're going to see your changes on the right end of the bell curve, and you're going to see it on the left end of the bell curve.
Possibly, yeah.
And I don't know if we're ever going to come to that sweet spot I don't care how many of those standard deviations are in that middle slices of standard deviations.
I think.
Nonetheless, it's probably.
You know what I think? I think the average voter, not the MAGA folks, but I think the average voter who voted a second time, who voted again for Donald Trump in 24, whether it was because they couldn't vote for a woman, they couldn't vote for a mixed race woman, they, blah, 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 blah. And she didn't get a lot of traction because she didn't have enough time, blah, blah, blah. I think the average voter, not the MAGA folks, but the average voter is still in pretty much shock over what Trump did in his first year, getting rid of USAID, unleashing, and into this year, the ICE incidents, the big beautiful bill, which for a lot of people is raising their health insurance, and I think this war, and I think all of it, I think they're in whiplash mode, and they've sort of had it. I do.
Well, you said it all the while, and so did Chris Moore's the first to use this term. Two terms he taught me was Boogaloo Boys and Project 25. And then when you got strong on the radio, started getting some days, which you most deservedly should have and did, we talked about Project 25. And when the Trumpers won and they took hold 2 Januaries ago now, we're saying a little over a year and a half ago, you said, I hope they get what they want. And I know what you meant. And we're seeing
because the pendulum, the political pendulum swings after people become or too extreme, and overreach. It's political overreach, and Trump and his cronies have done it, and they've done it.
It's like a homeostasis in the body. Our body wants to be healthy, but there's always agents, be them pathogens, environmental agents. Look out for the weather tomorrow, the air tomorrow, smoke. But all those things alter us. Everything is in a state of constant flux. And we don't think about that enough because all we want to do is just keep poking, jabbing, poking. And that's why the intellect in this country has gone even down more and more and more. I don't care how many TV stations, I don't care how many sports events we talk about. There's very little time on true intellect and making sense of some things that we try to bring up. And it gets tore down every day, right around now.
The Fox News poll, I'll tell you, George, thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. The Fox News poll bear out those numbers. It was extreme overreach, and now you're seeing the electorate. They can't stand Trump, and they're ready to throw the bums out. 866-391-1020. Michael Bartley.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back to the 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, Michael Bartley, KDKA. 866-391-1020. I'm here till 5 o'clock on Saturdays, and then I won't see you till Thursday because I get my other cataract taken care of on Tuesday. Oh, man, I'll be under the knife again. Here we go. All right, here we go. Mike in Canonsburg. Mike, you're on KDKA. Thanks for the call.
How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Okay, it's been a while since I've actually called into KDKA, but
I'm glad you did.
I feel the urge today.
Okay.
It's kind of a shame that both of our Potemkin profiteering puppets that we have for political parties are both agonizingly and hopelessly corrupt, paid for and corrupted, bought off and taken over. And it goes all the way back. It reminds me of something that two men used to say in the 50s and 60s and 70s. A man by the name of Eustace Mullins and a guy that ran for president a couple times but got nowhere as independent by the name of Andy Meloshinsky used to call the Democrat Party the closet communist party, even back then in the 50s and 60s. And they used to refer to the Republicans as the robber baron rich man's bought and paid for bankster Nazi party. And I used to think as a teenager that was crazy. But now I think it's 1,000,000,000% correct. I don't think it's crazy at all. I think they were right on the money.
I tell you, go ahead.
It is absolutely hideous that no matter who we vote for, the middle class continues to shrink, and all the jobs continue to get sucked out of this country, and anything for a living wage gets abolished, and the government increases in size, and the taxes go up, and it just goes on and on and on.
Mike, it just goes on and on and on.
Right. And it doesn't matter if you vote for the robber baron Republicans, the country club elitist robber baron Republicans, or you vote for the demon crap, destroy America first Democrat Party, the closet Communist Party. Doesn't matter which one you vote for. They all want to sink the middle class and destroy this country. They all hate the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Even though they swear to uphold it, they do everything they can to treat it as toilet paper.
And I think this president,
it's unbelievable.
Mike, I think you're right. I think this president is right up there, guilty of the same. And, this big story today, the Trump administration's conceding that they canceled research grants because the research grants would go to blue states. That's not the United States of America he's the president of. That's just being the president of his supporters. He's making people crazy too, completely. And
unfortunately, I happen to agree. I voted for Donald Trump the first time around. I didn't vote for him the second time around, but actually I did, and he lost. I didn't vote for him the third time that he won. It's 47. Okay, I voted independent. I threw my vote away again on an independent.
Are you a registered independent?
Unfortunately, in this state, unless you're a Nazi or a communist,
I know.
Republican or Democrat, you lose your right to vote in the spring.
You know, you're right.
I am registered with the Nazi Party right now, the
Republicans. And it makes me mad that we don't have an open primary. You're right about that, too. You are.
But, however, I am exceedingly disappointed with Mr. Golf Boy right now. At this point, I'm very, very, very disheartened with Country Club Golf Boy, Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say. America keeps going down. 250 years of supposed liberty. It's 250 years of hanging by a thread. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's been at least the last 75 years of hanging by a thread. But it's just remarkable.
Hey, Mike.
It keeps going down. We keep losing the middle class. We keep losing any jobs that have any.
And the wealthiest
earning a real living.
The wealthiest 1% double their wealth. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know exactly what all the answers are unless the American people wholesale rise up and decide that they've had enough of it and educate themselves and decide they're not going to vote for the Nazi Party or the Communist Party, and decide to really strap their boots on and decide to fix it. I don't know if there's any saving this country. I really don't.
I don't know.
And that's
Mike?
basically what my thoughts on it right now. I think it's probably too far gone. And I think that people are too amused and confused and educated and drunk and on fentanyl and on the sports programs and bread and circuses for the masses. And I think people have been too miseducated for too long. And I think that the apathy is too great. I don't think we could save the country, unfortunately. I think it's too far gone.
Wow.
But I hope I'm wrong. But if the trends are as they appear to be, when you look at what happened to ancient Rome and all the great empires that fell, it may be way too late to save this country, unfortunately.
Well, I think they're going to. Hey, Mike, what a fair and unprecedentedly fair call. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it, Mike from Canonsburg. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. I think he's right. I'm sorry. And if the Fox News poll is any indication, people are in a mood. This guy's voted for Trump. This guy's a Republican. And he's in for throwing the bums out, too. Yeah. The Fox News poll, Democrats and Republicans have a lot of shared beliefs. They do. Yeah. Both think the system is rigged. Both want the new blood in office. Both feel betrayed by their own party. 866-391-1020.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Why would you ask a financial advisor permission to spend your own retirement money? There's something wrong with this system. Tune in for a different kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler, now at a new time, Saturdays at 5 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is Marty Griffin. I have seen so much anger these days. You know what's overwhelmed me with joy and optimism? This Get Marty. The folks in this community that have stepped up. You can't help your neighbor if you hate your neighbor. Get Marty epitomizes that opportunity to help people, feed people, clothe people, educate people. If you need me, get Marty at KDKRadio.com. It's where we will find a way to help you.
Presented by UPMC Health System, Bill DeLuceni and Associates, Cousins Roofing, Siding and Decks, and by Harold Shepley and Associates.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Today, Maine Democrats officially nominated Troy Jackson to replace Graham Plattner as their candidate in this fall's Senate midterm. Jackson is a former state lawmaker who supported Plattner before Plattner suspended his campaign amidst a series of sex scandals. Wildfires are raging across southern Europe, with now more than 250,000 people under evacuation orders. ABC's Marcus Moore.
In France, more than 50,000 acres have burned so far, doubling in size in just a day. The biggest fire burns towards Bordeaux, smoke already seen over the city, as residents and tourists across the popular vacation region have been forced to flee.
There's nowhere to go. The roads are shut. The police told me to stay.
Tennessean Rebecca Papin and her 2 children on vacation in nearby Biscarrosa. Fast-moving flames made it too dangerous for them to leave.
And at least one person was killed in Spain on account of the fires. This is ABC News.
Get connected. That's the Inside Connection this Saturday morning at 9 with your local Medicare experts from MediConnect. If you're turning 65, hear all the inside information available to seniors on the Inside Connection, presented by MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Homebuyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and we'll buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 412-500-9057 for help selling today.
Homebuyers of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
When their world isn't safe, they need someone to notice, to wonder and worry, to be their voice. If you suspect child abuse in any way, report it. You can be their hero. Your call can change their world.
Report suspected abuse by calling 1-800-932-0313 or visit keepkidsafe.pa.gov for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A spotty shower this afternoon, otherwise clouds and sunshine. High 82, mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Then clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm around, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kai Erickson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Okie dokie, welcome back. It is a Saturday. It's a gorgeous day. Oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah, I'll tell you, I couldn't even get a parking spot in the Strip District this morning. That's how crazy it was. Yeah, I have company for the weekend, and we wanted to go to the Strip District because we had dinner downtown last night, and downtown was vibrant and it was popping. And it was very fun. And because I'm going to the Bucko game tomorrow. I don't normally go to day games, but I'm in like one of those clubs where I think it might be cloudy tomorrow, I think, because I can't stand that sun on me the whole game. I can't do it. I'm too old for that, I guess. I don't know. But I go to the night games. It's a big, big series this weekend against the Cubbies. Yeah. Telling you about that right now. All right, listen, back to the phones. Oh, man, it's a busy Saturday. A lot of my loyal callers. Yeah, Ed in Cannonsburg, my man. Ed, how are you?
Great, Michael. I wanted to know, how did you do with your corrected vision now with your good eye?
You know, I'll tell you what, okay, so my glasses, they popped out the lens on the left eye because it was the left eye that was operated on a week and a half ago. And the vision is pretty good, but they told me you just have to wait until the next eye is done because I have terrible astigmatism because of my astigmatism. Yes. So did you have cataracts?
I had both of them done.
Did you?
Like you, one I had to wait a couple weeks, and then the second eye, and unbelievable, you know.
Okay, but wait, then answer me then. So because I was getting, like, even sometimes the new eye, the eye that was, you know, the lens was moved in there. Yeah. That eye still gets maybe a little blurry sometimes, but they told me just settle down, and just wait. Did your vision improve dramatically after the second cataract was done?
Oh, yes. But again, it has to heal. You know, you got to use them drops. And I still put wetting drops in my eyes all the time just to, you know, because it helps. But the colors, oh, my God. Blue sky is unbelievable.
Wow.
You know, to see that.
And I'm doing good on the drops. And I'm going to tell you this, they made me nervous because when you have cataract surgery, the next morning you have to go to where the surgeons are again just to see how things look, you know. And they said, I don't know if this happened to you, but they said, and when I went the next day after that, my surgery at Mercy, and they said, listen, you have to, the pressure in your eye that the surgery was on, is high, so you got to take another set of eye drops because it was like 40 and the normal was 10 and it was 40. And so I took those eye drops and they're like, we want you back here on Friday. I'm like, okay. So I came back on that Friday and they went like this, ba-boom. The pressure's back down to 10. It's amazing what the eye drops do. You know, it's unbelievable.
I had to do the same thing. I had to take drops for the pressure also.
Yeah.
And it went down. Yeah. I guess that sometimes is a normal thing.
Yeah, but you're making me feel better because I was getting frustrated. Not this morning. The vision's clear this morning, but yesterday, it was almost a little blurry, and I'm like, is there something wrong? But I'm like, remember they told you just settle down because I don't know if you had astigmatism, but I did. I do because
I did.
Because Ed, I started wearing glasses when I was like 10 years old. You know.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. So, and then to think that I don't even have a lens in my glasses for this eye that they operated on is remarkable. But to me, they said, because of your prescription, just settle down. Don't try to get ahead of yourself, which I always do. And you can't get ahead of yourself. They said, just wait till the next eye is done. And then your vision, it'll be good to go. And so that surgery is at that Mercy Vision Center on Tuesday. So I'll be out of commission for a couple of days this week. But hey, hey Ed, I'm glad I'm doing it. And this time around, I won't have as much anxiety because I thought it was that cataract surgery. I thought it was honest to God, I didn't have any pain. I didn't have nothing.
I had the same feeling. I thought I was going to die. And then after that first eye, it's like, oh my God.
Well, I kept thinking too,
bad.
and I kept thinking, what? A surgeon's going to put a scalpel in my eye? What? I'll be dead. But it's and then the most difficult thing is you get in there and it's surgery, that's for sure. You got to put the hospital robe on and lay in the bed.
Serious.
You lay in the bed, and then they do the IV. But they also, the first half hour, they're putting drops to numb your eye.
That's right.
And what's it called with your pupil? Dilate and dilate. But those eye drops are like. Those eye drops, that goes on for like a half hour, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my God, if you're going to do this to me, just get going and do it. And then once they do it, Ed, that surgery, it's like, honest to God, they're like, Michael, have you fallen asleep? I'm like, no. And then they put the thing and you see these white lights.
You got to keep your eyes straight.
Yeah, and you keep your eye. But the other thing that was kind of weird is when they taped my eyebrows because so you don't blink. And then Ed, honestly, it felt like 30 seconds later, that surgeon said to me, he's like, Michael, I'm finished, and they're going to take you in to get a Coke and some pretzels, whatever you want. And I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, what?
That's right.
Was your surgery at
No, it was
Mercy?
At, St. Clair.
Oh, it's St. Clair. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Honest
But
to
they do the same thing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is. And I went out to dinner last night reading a menu and perfect. No problems, Yeah.
I had to wait because they brought a prisoner in from jail, and they took him first. He had first class service. He had his guards there, police there, everything.
Are you kidding me? Wait a minute.
Yeah, and I had to keep on putting drops in my eyes until they, and I had to wait like half a day before they were going to take me.
Wait a minute. Wait, were you laying in the bed and looked out and the prisoner was going by you?
Well, the prisoner was next to me in the like almost like across the room, like in another room area.
Up. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, and the cops were in the room then?
And cops are in the room. Some of them had their dress and wear their scrubs, like an operating person, a doctor or whatever, a nurse.
Yeah.
They had their guns and everything there.
Oh my God!
And it's like, oh my God, And
wait, was the prisoner having cataract surgery?
Yeah, he was having cataract surgery.
Oh my! So, and they took him. They took him first to get him over with. They
took him, first.
They did it to get him They did it to get him the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Oh my! That's a scream.
Yeah, isn't it?
I wonder what's.
I says, of course, for me,
What was it? So if you were at St. Clair, was it the Allegheny County Jail or from down in Fayette?
I'm probably Allegheny County.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Oh wow.
What was it? Oh, it was Greensburg. He came from Greensburg.
Oh, he came from Greensburg.
Yeah.
To have cataract surgery in.
Upper St. Clair. St. Clair.
St. Clair, yeah. Oh,
it was
my.
supposed to be, Mount Lebanon? And
that's kind of, that's almost in the Upper St. It's Scott Township, maybe? Something like that? I don't know. Yeah. Wow. Oh, what a great story. All right, wait, Ed, before you go, you wanted to talk about something about the economy or something.
The economy. You know what? I did go fishing over the weekend, and the stress level went from 100 to 0.
Good.
About the economy. Then I come back, and Trump pulls this thing about the museums, like in D.C. and all that.
Yeah, the Smithsonian and trying to put signs out saying that, and he's trying to alter history, I think.
Yeah, how could you do that when I've been there? I've been to all of them, and it's unbelievable. And to do that is like mocking the country.
And to do that is to ignore the truth.
Yeah.
And if you ignore the truth, you're mocking democracy for sure, and the country.
That's right.
And you're trying to bend the truth, and that's not what America is.
No, and like that one person that was there talking to you earlier, it's like we're going backwards, with this country right now. People don't have a living; they're like losing jobs, and we were in Southside today to eat, and a lot of the businesses are gone, and it's not just the economy, but it's plus the crime. And in order to stop the crime, you got to have the police there. I didn't see one police officer there, in certain sections. So all this is a compound reaction, and it's getting worse.
And it's getting worse, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, just to clarify, so people know what you and I are talking about. By the way, how was the South Side today?
Oh, were you?
No. How was it? I said.
No, you were on the other side.
Wait, I thought you said you were on the South Side today.
Yeah, I was on the South Side today, and we ate at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, I was just asking how it was because
that was good.
Good. I like going to the South Side. I do.
And the Pirate game's going on. Going to be starting at 6, so there's a lot of Cubs fans down there.
I know, and I when I was in the Strip District this morning, there were Cubs fans everywhere. Honest to God. All right, before you go, I just wanted people to know what we're talking about. The Smithsonian, and Trump is demanding signage. He ordered federal officials to install signs outside the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History that correct what he says is, quote, inaccurate information presented by the institution about American history. It's crazy because, and he wants the post signage above every entrance that reads, warning, the exhibits in this museum were prepared by people who don't want you to love your country.
Well,
which to me is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
The complete opposite. We love our country because we tell the truth and we know what our history is. And if you ignore the history at your own peril, you're bound to repeat your mistakes.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's the deal.
You can't touch them people because it's like a separate division where you can't fire them or get in there or anything. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Ed, great call. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Frank in Hempfield, you're going to be my next call, Frank. Stay right there. Michael Bartley, KDK.
All right, it's the weekend, but don't fret. I'll be back Monday, and we'll get the week started off right. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 on Monday. Catch you then right here, KDKA.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money. And most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where Maintain X comes in. Maintain X catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
He's downright entertaining, and he's on the voice of Pittsburgh, Michael Bartley. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back. Michael Bartley here till 5 o'clock, always 2 to 5 on Saturdays, 866-391-1020. Frank in Hempfield. Frank, thanks for being patient. Frank, you're on KDKA.
Okay, a lot of things I'd like to comment on, but
Sure.
The most important is I have to schedule for cataract surgery. I'm almost 92 years old.
What?
And I live by myself, and I need to know specifically what can I and can I not do after the surgery. The first surgery, they'll do one eye at a time.
Yeah, one eye at a time. Frank,
I can't get good specific answers.
Frank, I'm going to tell you right here and right now. Frank, you don't sound 92. You must be in damn good health.
I don't look it either.
You must be in really good health. Frank, okay. You're not supposed
to accept the fact that
I know. I know. Well, my God. Well, you're not supposed to lift anything over 15 pounds.
Let's get to these cataracts.
All right, ready? You're not supposed to lift anything over 15 pounds, they probably told you. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but that's it. You're not allowed to drink alcohol.
Water might weigh 15.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. I went to Giant Eagle a few days after, and I carried a bag out, and I forgot, and I'm like, oh, my God, what if this is overfit? But I don't think it affected me.
Okay, now how long does that last?
I think like 2 or 3 weeks, and...
Oh, good.
Yeah, you have
2 or 3 weeks, and you're going to be restricted like that.
Yeah, and then after the first eye and the second eye...
No, wait a minute. The first eye first. Let's talk about that.
All right, it's kind of the same thing. You have to take
how long?
3 different drops 4 times a day.
For how many days?
For 3 weeks. First, breakfast,
Until
lunch, and
the
dinner.
Next eye.
Correct, and then you do that all over again. Yeah, pretty much.
You'll wait 3 weeks to do the next eye then.
Yeah, mine was 2 weeks.
I'll have to do the same thing again.
Yeah, mine's 2 weeks, but yeah.
It'll last over a period of 6 weeks.
I would think so, yeah. You have to be pretty careful, but you'll be amazed. Do you wear glasses now?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. How about you got cataracts when you were 92, but you sound like you're 50 years old.
I know. People, nobody guesses my age. In fact, I get embarrassed about it.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Now, first of all, I come from a family of longevity.
Wow.
Now, the women, bad luck all over the place. At least 3 cases of cancer.
Oh, my heavens.
The men live long.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I could talk about diet and stuff like that, how that affects you, too. But you can stay longer if you watch what you do.
Yeah. Like what? Give us some tips.
Well, first of all, I've always been into exercise and stuff like that. But these cataracts, I got to know what I can and cannot do. I live alone.
Yeah.
I'm 92.
I live alone, too.
Nobody ever left alive around me.
Frank, I live alone, too. You'll be just fine. And they're going to put a patch, but it's transparent over your eye. You wear that for the first day. And then you're supposed to wear it to bed, but it kept falling off me in bed. After the second night, I shouldn't say this, but I ditched it, and I told the surgeon, and he laughed. He's like, "You're not the first one who said that." But when you go, listen, Frank, when you go to get your surgery, where are you having your cataracts done?
Well, that's that UPMC place down near. On the far. Well, I got the hospital.
Is it Mercy?
I think it's at Mercy.
Okay, that's where I had mine. That's where I'm going to be Tuesday.
Scheduled yet.
All right, that's why.
Yet.
Frank, that building is brand new. That Visions Institute at Mercy, I tell you, it was easy parking. You have to bring someone to take you, and they're very excellent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, you do. You can't drive home after it.
I'll have to take a taxi.
You from Hempfield?
You think I'm going to worry about the money at this stage of my life? Running a taxi service.
I love this guy.
I'll get somebody then to take me. I need to know my restrictions.
Yeah, you have to get someone to take you. But don't.
Let me just say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tested with a high IQ in school, but I am stupid. So,
I love you. Wait, Frank. Listen, Frank.
What?
When you get there, at that Mercy Visions Institute, they go over everything 500 times again before they do the surgery about what you need to do. So don't worry about that. They'll do it.
Well, I need to know ahead of time to plan ahead.
Yeah, and I live alone too. And listen.
See, here's another problem. I'm executor of my sister's estate. Which also complicates things.
Well, that's not really, but Frank, and you have to listen, they're going to prescribe eye drops for you before you get to the Mercy. And you have to go. Okay. You have to get that at your pharmacy. You got to get that ahead of time.
Okay.
All right, they'll do that.
Okay.
And then when you get in there, they're going to go over everything again, and it's going. I'm telling you, it's easy. It's nothing to worry about. It is very easy.
Okay. Do I need anybody for the first visit?
Yes,
I can handle this on my own.
No, you need someone, a family member or somebody to drive you there.
Well,
and they have
family's all dead. I come
wait a minute.
from a very small family.
And they have to wait there. They have to wait there to bring you home. So you're gonna have to find somebody. Give somebody a couple bucks.
I'll have to hire one of these taxi services.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. But they have to wait there for you. And you're not, hey, you think I'm worried about the money at my age? Frank, I feel terrible about this, but I have to go. I have to get to news.
Okay.
Hey, call me anytime.
You gave me some information I need.
Yeah, my man. Yeah. Frank, thanks so much. Good luck. When your surgery's over, you better call me back, all right?
Oh, I hope I can get through it all.
Oh, you're going to be fine. It's easy, I'm telling you. Frank from Hempfield, oh, man, he was superb. If he sounded like 92, I could be the quarterback for the Steelers. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the mirror fast soft shoes, smart move. No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Airfast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Ready to start thinking like Wall Street without leaving Main Street? Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 for a slice of advice with Kelton Burgess, right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA. News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky in Maine today.
This is the absolute honor of my life to accept the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate.
Troy Jackson there, accepting the nomination to be the Democratic candidate in the state's Senate race. He takes over from Graham Plattner, who suspended his campaign weeks ago due to multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. The White House is once again considering significantly expanding military action in Iran. ABC's Matt Rivers in Amman, Jordan, says tensions are now escalating across the whole region.
The Houthis said that they were going to impose what they called a maritime embargo on Saudi oil exports transiting the Red Sea down through the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb at the southern tip of the Red Sea. And to that end, they've attacked multiple Saudi tankers over the last few days to try and enforce that embargo. In response to that, the Saudi military launching new strikes against Houthi targets inside of Yemen. And just today, the Houthis saying that they're trying to strike back against the Saudis.
Meanwhile, President Trump is facing new backlash over that partnership with Saudi Arabia on a civil nuclear energy program. Brett Eagleson is the president of 9/11 Justice, an organization that's condemned the move.
We recognize that Saudi Arabia is a strategic ally. They can be a strategic partner in the Middle East. We probably need them very much so, but that doesn't absolve them from their actions. That should not allow them to be not held accountable.
Detractors also say the plan could provide a pathway for Saudi Arabia to develop nuclear weapons. And high winds are contributing to dangerous wildfire conditions in France and Spain.
Crews have been dealing with the hot, dry, and windy conditions. It's really kind of a perfect storm for these fires to grow, become more intense, and then sweep across the terrain. In fact, in some cases, these fires are burning out of control.
ABC's Marcus Moore, you're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Investigators are trying to piece together what happened after fire crews outside Grand Rapids, Michigan discovered 8 dead bodies, including 2 children, inside a burning home. Ottawa County Sheriff's Captain Jake Sparks.
We believe that everybody who's involved in the situation is in the residence. It's too early for me to say that it's a murder-suicide. I can tell you that that's one theory that we have, and we're still looking to see if we can verify that.
Officials are saying that some of the victims had gunshot wounds. Final causes of death were still pending ahead of autopsy results and an arson investigation. The search continues for Kevin Clay Adams, the man accused of opening fire on police deputies in Mississippi who were attempting to take him into custody. Sheriff Joel Houston.
It is a rural area, a lot of ground to cover, but we've maintained a good perimeter. And we'll be here until he's brought into custody.
The sheriff also says he believes Adams is probably still wearing handcuffs. LeBron James has announced he's joining the Philadelphia 76ers. ESPN's Malika Andrews has more.
People weren't shocked, but they were surprised. And he gave us all of the information that we needed to know in his long and thoughtful statement when he said that this wasn't about the money. It frankly wasn't even about family. It was about choosing what he wanted to do in the final chapter of his career.
And San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan was involved in a car crash last week, with the team saying his duties will be limited for now. I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speakers Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, with Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and acclaimed war photographer Lindsay Addario. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
30 time would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000, being 75, would have been 9.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional Auction on August 4th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, North Franklin, and Northeast Maryland, with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny this afternoon with a passing shower, high 82. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Carl Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli.
On Tuesday, a criminal convinced a woman to deposit thousands of dollars in an ATM at the county treasurer's office. An imposter claiming to be an Allegheny County Sheriff's deputy claimed this woman missed jury duty, said there were charges against her, and the way to clear things up was only to pay $2,000 and speak to a judge later to get her money back. Also this week, the wife of an Odyssey Pittsburgh coworker got a call about missing jury duty. The so-called officer told her to come to the courthouse, and when she refused, he threatened to have her arrested. That's where the call ended. While the outcomes of the calls were different, the con is the same. Putting someone in a state of panic. If you have a relative who could become a target, tell them what to be prepared for. Scammers will create a sense of urgency with threats requiring immediate action, and they will demand payment by unusual means like gift cards, cryptocurrency, wire transfers, or payment apps like Venmo. Finally, don't forget the Sheriff's Office will never demand payment by phone or by an unusual method.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
You've heard the stories. Now talk about them with Michael Bartley. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So when I think about a 92-year-old man from Hempfield saying he's getting cataract surgery, he didn't even have to schedule it yet. And I'm only 64 and I've had it, and I got to get another one Tuesday? Jeez. That guy's in really good shape, I'll tell you that right now. I must be in terrible shape. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, all right, 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. I wanted to update you on one other poll, and I'll make this very brief. Republicans, their gas problem is even worse than it seems. Yeah, new polling out today as well. Voters' anxieties about fuel prices could give Democrats the boost ahead of the midterms without question, strengthening the Democratic voting base, putting strains on the MAGA coalition as the increasingly unpopular war in Iraq drags on. A plurality of Americans, 46%, you ready? That's almost half of Americans, okay? Almost half of America, voters, say the change in gas prices will impact how they plan to vote come November. And it ain't good right now. The average price is, what is it, $4.05 right now, and getting higher given the fact that this war is widening. All right? Today, let me just update you. Today, the Iran-backed Houthis, those Houthi rebels in Yemen, they said they targeted Saudi Arabian installations in the Red Sea again, the Red Sea coast. That was today. And that was after yesterday, Saudi Arabia launched strikes in retaliation for the rebel group's attacks on commercial vessels. That's the latest emerging front in the Middle East conflict that is threatening to spread throughout the region. Yes, it is. An Iranian military official today dismissed comments from U.S. President Donald Trump that Tehran is getting more serious about negotiations, even suggesting they welcome the prospect of an American ground invasion. Iran, through diplomatic channels, said they don't know what he's talking about. Trump had claimed that Tehran would love to make a deal after the administrations met with a potential escalation of the war. Iran says that's not true. Do you think we're ever going to get a clear off-ramp on this thing? Ever? Are we ever? And then, and the poll results related to gas prices, MAGA people can't cry about that. You know why? Because they cried when gas prices were up under Joe Biden. They started this. Yeah. And listen, I gave you numbers the other night, Thursday night, on my Thursday night show, 6 to 10 every Thursday. I gave you numbers. A small, albeit powerful, segment of the MAGA people have had it with Trump, too. It's very interesting. It really is. All right, back to the phones. Bishop in Denora. Bishop, you're on KDKA. Welcome back, Bishop.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hey, listen, Brother Barley. Number one, that war, this is just ridiculous. And for him to be doing certain things as far as excluding the ones that got killed, those great soldiers and heroes, it's pathetic. And it needs to be called out on the carpet. No, they were killed in, actually it's been 19 to 21, because anytime that you're in war, you may try to call it a ceasefire, but it's not. You're firing at each other. There was 2 soldiers, African-American soldiers, that got killed. Well, they got killed in exercise in Morocco during wartime. That counts. They were in training as well. We are losing lives, and if you try to go into Iran because of their land space is so big, it ain't like Venezuela or Cuba, we're going to lose a lot more if he tries it. And this guy here is trying his level best, in my opinion, and I've been hearing from a lot of experts, so-called experts, that he's trying to either try to halt the midterm elections or martial law. I want to hear your take on that. But then on top of this, Susan Collins is going to get beat. I've had some experience.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Here's the other part. They're tired of her across the board. They are tired of her. So I'm glad they got this gentleman who seems to be legitimate, and I believe that he's going to win. I believe if the Democrats spend money, they need to spend money in, Maine. The lady out in Alaska, she got a good shot of winning, too. I believe New Mexico could be in play, and Kentucky. And I would throw some money down in South Carolina because Mark Sanford threw his hat in, but I think he's damaged. But Lindsey Graham's sister, I mean, come on, South Carolina. She's a novel.
Well, I don't disagree, but I think I know it's early, but I think the Democrats are going to win Texas. I think this young guy is going to win.
Well, I think and listen, I will spend money to. I think they got a good shot at Texas and Ohio.
I think Jared Brown. I think he's going to win Ohio, and I think the Democrats have a really good chance in Iowa. If this Fox News poll is right, look out, because this is going to be a blue wave beyond.
Listen, here's my thing, Brother Bartley. I'm not looking at the polls. I'm just telling people to get out and vote. You need to vote blue because I believe they have a better opportunity for the American people consensus as far as your better interest. And let me tell you something. Yeah, the gas prices are high, and people need to stop being in denial about that. Now, let me ask you this other point here close to home. What's going on with that pension fund, and what the world happened?
What? Oh, the pension fund? I'll tell you what. How about my main man, Steve Zappala? That's my man. I've known him since we were young, and I think he's looking at taking it out on this pension board, that they ignored a lot of things, and he wants the state to take control of this. I don't know. I tell you what, but if it's more than $1 billion in the red, look out. I mean, they're going to have to do something, and you know, it's more than fair to be talking openly about it.
Well, let me ask you this question: do you think the state will take control of it?
I think they probably could. Steve Zappala had some interesting points yesterday, because he said, you know, he tried to get Anna Morado to look at it, and you know, and politicians don't want to. They're afraid to raise well, maybe she's not, I don't know, but they're afraid to raise taxes, all this type of stuff. I only say that because she's raised taxes before, and politically that's and I get that, but there's people are pointing fingers all over the place on this thing.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'll close with this: do you think Mayor O'Connor has to raise taxes?
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. No. Mm-mm.
But where do you think the money's coming from?
What about what?
Where do you think the money's going to come from if we don't?
I think I don't know. Something will have to be cut, but we're going to have to wait and see. I don't think he will. I really don't. Because I think it's a critical time to keep residents not from fleeing the city, but to stay here and to build. You know.
You do know this now. Now, that's Allegheny County. A lot of people are, if you look at definitely in the Washington County, the 79, I call it route, that's where they're going, north of Brain, that Peters, because our taxes in Washington County is cheaper, and it's easy access into Pittsburgh, you know, as far as 79. And I think Houston is going to start picking up far as people and building in Houston on 79 right next to South Sabine, because I don't think they got any more space the way they've been still building in South Sabine and North Sabine and Canonsburg and Peters all out that way. I think it's going to go into Houston because there's an easy access to getting into Pittsburgh with a better tax base. 20, 25 minutes to get into Pittsburgh for work. So, you know, that's where a lot of people are going outside of the state from Allegheny County. So I'd like to hear your take on that in the next few weeks. I'll talk to you, my brother.
All right, because thanks so much for the call, Bishop. I appreciate it. And the pension fund story right now is very fluid. But the DA, Allegheny County DA Steve Zappala, he's accusing the county pension board of being politically compromised. And I'll fill you in on that when I get back. I'm going to take my break. And then Ross, David, I know several of you on hold. I'll get to you. Don't worry. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff of the PA Hypnosis Center is here to help you. He has helped train U.S. Olympic team members control their brains, stay relaxed, focused, and in control, giving them the edge for the gold. He's recognized by many organizations around the world as one of the top hypnotherapists anywhere. He has gotten over 3,000 people to give up cigarettes for good in the last 22 years. He's helped folks even who've tried gastric bypass to lose weight. He can help you and give you a 98% success guarantee. Call 724-934-8446. That's Dan Vitchoff, the PA Hypnosis Center. Mention KDKA and get $50 off any program. But call for a free consultation today, 724-934-8446. The PA Hypnosis Center with Dan Vitchoff. Make that call today, 724-934-8446.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Experience Pittsburgh Magazine's long-awaited Ultimate House, open for tours. Explore a stunning luxury showcase home featuring the latest in design, architecture, and innovation, all while supporting the free care fund at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Odyssey and McGee Women's Research Institute have teamed up for a new Women's Health Podcast. Understudied asks researchers the biggest questions in women's health, and they're finding answers that could change lives around the world. Tune in where you find your podcasts. Sponsored by Genentech. Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Berg with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today.
Details at KDKARadio.com.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market Team when they discuss favorite Mexican cuisine and recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back. Shout outs on a Saturday. Getting messages. One of my most loyal viewers and listeners, Coach Andy Weaver. Thank you, Coach Andy. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Posts on social media. I just love him. Wonderful young man. Anyway, let me just get into this a little bit. 2 things, and then I'll pick up the phones after news. The Bishop, my last caller, brought this up about the pension plan in Allegheny County. This is a crisis. It is. It's not the sexiest topic, but it's a crisis. And if they're going to have to raise taxes in Allegheny County, look out. Look out. People think that this can has been kicked down the road. It's a rock and a hard place for Inamorado, who's already raised taxes. You understand? And so yesterday, the Allegheny County District Attorney, Steve Zappala, whom I worked with on many, many projects, and who's been a friend for 30-some years. I love him. He was very direct. Yeah, DA Zappala, he's accusing the county's pension board of being politically compromised. And he called on the state legislature to help take over the underfunded pension system before it becomes insolvent. They're spending, they're required to spend $100 million a year for decades to meet the obligations of thousands of retirees who were on the pension plan. And it's contractual. And Zappala did this in response to the retirement board released a consultant's report that found the Allegheny County pension system is underfunded by $1.4 billion. Can you believe that? Zappala said that the cost would fall on county residents through some form of additional taxes to pay for the shortfall that grew because of the retirement board's failure to act for decades, according to Steve Zappala. He also mentioned that his office received a whistleblower complaint in 2024 alleging misappropriation of the pension fund. And he met with the county executive, Sarah Innamorato, to address the problem. Steve Zappala yesterday in front of the media said, he said, quote, and this is a direct quote, my man Steve Zappala said, I asked that we work together to fix it, referring to his meeting with Innamorato. I asked that we work together to fix it. My offer was ignored. And Innamorato said in a emailed statement, he has had ample time to suggest a holistic solution. And she's questioned why he's only speaking out now. He's questioning out now because of your pension board's report. What a disaster this is. And she's already raised taxes. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know the answer either. But for now, I'm thinking Steve Zappala is probably right. Maybe the state needs to take over. $1.4 billion. And it just pops up in a news story, pops up. They release a report, pops up as if, no one knew about it. My God. And, people are blaming Innamorato. They're blaming Rich Fitzgerald, past administrations, for kicking cans down the road. It's going to be fascinating to see how this is repaired. Taxpayers are nickel and dimed to death. That's all I'm saying. All right. ABC News coming up, and then I'll get back to the phones. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Did you see that UFO last night?
Is it real or is it AI?
How about the aircraft carrier floating down the river?
Nowadays, it's tough to determine what's legit and what to believe.
I know it's true because it was all over my feed last night.
But when it comes to news, depend on Pittsburgh's original news source since 1920. The Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hockey is a passion for fans of the sport, but also for the youth who fall in love with the game. With the ever-increasing cost of participating in hockey, many families face financial challenges. The Assisted Goals Foundation was founded to remove financial barriers and to create lasting growth in the sport for current and future players of all backgrounds and communities. Help the Assisted Goals Foundation make the game of hockey available and accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time. You too can provide an assist. Donate today at assistedgoals.org.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Graham Plattner's replacement on the Maine Senate ballot is Troy Jackson. Democrats officially nominating that former state lawmaker at a convention today. President Trump is considering even more military action against Iran.
After 2 weeks of relentless U.S. strikes on Iran, President Trump weighing whether to escalate the military assault.
We can even make it a heavier dose, and it's knocking out everything they have. Or there's a smarter strategy, and that's you make a deal.
Iran firing back, dismissing the president's remarks as bullying and saying it will not bow to force, pressure, or threats. The escalating rhetoric coming just days after the remains of 4 American soldiers killed in the war were returned to the U.S. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
High winds and dry conditions are making life difficult for fire crews in southern Europe. One person is dead in Spain due to the wildfires. This is ABC News.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that?
Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
New to Medicare, get covered with MediConnect. Listen Wednesdays around 1:40 to hear Lance O'Brien of MediConnect help you navigate the Medicare process. Simply great, unbiased information to get you the best healthcare coverage. Get covered with MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A spotty shower this afternoon, otherwise clouds and sunshine. High 82, mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Then clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm around, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kai Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Okie dokie, welcome back. Michael Bartley. I'm only here till 5 o'clock, half hour. Going to fit 3 phone calls in a half hour. Oh, baby, here we go. Ross, you're first. Ross, you're on KDK. Welcome back.
Thank you. I will be quick. That call with you and Frank about the cataract, that was so delightful.
I know. What a great guy he is. I loved him.
And that's why I wanted to split my – does the sun in Trump? Well, let me focus on – I think you and Frank were having a slight disconnect. Because, see, I went to my cataract surgeries, and I don't know what the family. Everyone, when he said he's the executor of his sister's estate, but before that, he was surprised that even on the day of, he has to have someone with him. It seems that when he makes contact and gets started prep visits or prep work, he'll realize, there's probably, our eds and meds history agencies that'll make sure people his age, people with his medical and maybe family situations can get to and from as often as they need to, and often as they need to have someone with them. There's the difference between someone with you where you can't drive to and from and staying, and the difference between making sure you get to your prep performance. You see, it was about to call, but I think you two are slightly making a disconnect. So hopefully he'll call, make contact, and they'll walk through all through that, and they'll be just delightful.
Yeah.
But I'm glad yours went well, and quickly, the truth. Oh, Michael, you said the truth. When people do not know the truth, remember, polls are written sometimes to get a certain reaction. And how they ask a question, who they ask, or they contacted by phone. It's sad that people purposely might want to alter history. And then there's a class of folks who, because of their background, education, and purely because I didn't know that. These folks exist.
Yeah, listen, when it comes to history, you have to tell the truth. You just have to do it. Ross, thanks a lot. I appreciate the call. You just have to tell the truth and stop pretending it didn't happen, please. People aren't that stupid. David in San Francisco. David, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Michael. And my good friend Scheherazade, did she tell the truth? Are you familiar with Scheherazade?
Say that name again. I'm sorry.
Well, you remember 1001 Nights of Ali Baba?
Yes.
That was the story of Scheherazade. And if you think about telling the truth in history, the story, do we have more than a minute, or is it?
You have about 5 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, it's a great analogy about telling the truth. If you remember, the story has it that there was this king, and he goes off to war, and the war drags on for 6 years. And while he's gone, his wife has an affair and has a baby. So when he returns, he finds out that she's got a baby, and he just kills her on the spot. And then he decides to get even with women forever. And so he decides to marry a new one every morning and kill her the next morning, and then marry another one, and another one, and another one. So finally, the Grand Vizier's daughter decides to volunteer to be the next wife. And she tells him a story for 1,001 nights. And it's so interesting that he can't kill her for 1,001 nights. So that's Scheherazade. And so was she telling him history, or was she spinning it so that she wouldn't get killed? So, that's kind of the position we are right now, with ABC and NBC and Fox News and all of these other ones, whether they have to keep lying in order to keep their FCC license. We're in a heck of a spot. But it doesn't bother me. I just say Donald Trump, he's organized crime. He's not political. He's organized crime.
And I can't have people pretend, they want us to ignore history and facts in history. I'm not doing it. No. Mm-mm.
Well, it's a noble ambition, and that's why I keep doing this. So the issue of right now, we've got Todd Blanche is up for Attorney General.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that gives Ghislaine Maxwell that cushy prison. He's the one that's seeing to it that these corporations get to buy each other up with no challenge from the Department of Justice. He's the one that's seeing to it that we don't get our tariff money back. He's basically the cover-up guy for Donald Trump, and he pretends that he's going to be the law. And so when it comes down to any number of different...
He's also the person who couldn't answer who won the 2020 election.
Oh, yeah, among other things. But just the other day, he said, when the fifth or sixth person was killed by ICE, he said that the FBI is not going to investigate those murders. He's not going to do any investigations of ICE murders. So, he's really a dirty scoundrel, and we don't want to see him become the actual Attorney General. Right now, he's the acting Attorney General. When Bondi got fired, he's been acting for her, in her place. But he's now up, and every Republican senator is basically on the line right now about whether they're going to allow this scoundrel to get elevated or whether we're going to kick him out on his ass. And, Trump obviously wants to keep him because he wants to use any number of, lawfare kind of operations to stifle the elections. Plus crush, his Trump's enemies. Todd Blanche is a very important no vote that we need to get out of every Republican senator, not just the ones that are half-assed. We need every one of them to get on the line and say that we do not appreciate having criminals running the Department of Justice.
Gotcha, David. Thanks so much. I appreciate the call. And I'm going to sneak one more call in here. Craig in West Virginia. Oh, I bet you're loaded for bear today going on about this pension biz. I knew it.
Hey, first of all, great show Thursday night. I really appreciate it.
Oh, wait. I got more reaction to that show, I think, than any show. Maybe the Mafia show was more reaction, but I mean it was nonstop, and that was the show I did about Mayberry and Andy Griffith and All in the Family and why we love watching those old shows, and I'd rather do that than watch any new show, and that's just, I guess it's generational, but we love nostalgia. That's what the TV critics said anyway, Craig.
Well, to keep in that motif, I would have called in, but I had a snootful, so I didn't call in.
That's hilarious. Well, Friday night you probably had a snootful, yeah. Okay, Otis. Thanks, Otis.
And just think, if Kama would have won in 24, we could have been doing shows like that every night.
Exactly. Oh my God, I know.
All right, let's talk about this pension. I'm a root of a problem kind of guy. I do it all the time on KDKA. I've heard 3 interviews since this whole pension thing came out, one even being Fitzgerald, that evidently the way the pension is set up, that 2 out of your last 4 years, your 2 biggest payday years is what determines your pension.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand from all three interviews is that the employees themselves, the last 2 years of their career, are coming in and working as much overtime as they can.
Yes, they it's pretty common knowledge they can manipulate that, and they could, gas the younger guys to, give them more time so they can get a bigger paycheck with more and more overtime, so that they get a nice fat pension.
And this has been going on for decades. So let's look in the mirror. And this is no different than the steel mills. It wasn't management who ruined the steel mills. It was a union worker. That's who ruined the steel mills, not management. Back in those days in the 80s, I know that the president of Weirton Steel was making maybe $1 million.
I think environmentalists had a hand in that too, Craig, and they bug me.
Well, give me an example, and then we'll see which way that goes.
They lied in many respects on air pollution in Pittsburgh and its effect on the average person, and also the global economy screwed up the steel industry in Pittsburgh.
Well, let me say this: I live right on the Ohio River, and back then, when you
live near Weirton, you live near Weirton.
I live south of Weirton.
Okay,
And I've had bass boats. I've been fishing bass tournaments on the Ohio River since the early 70s. When you looked out your window on the river, it was like a rainbow. And listen, I have generations of family and friends who worked there. As soon as the sun went down, the 36-inch pipes opened up, and every chemical known to mankind, mercury, zinc, benzene, you name it, we still, to this day, it's 40 years later, you're only allowed to eat one bottom feeder a month, that's a walleye, or you can eat two mid-range feeders like crappie and fish like that, 40 years later. Now, right now, after 40 years, the Ohio River is going to be a famous fishing tributary because of what has happened since then. If you caught 2 bass a week in the Ohio River back in the 70s, it was a miracle. Now you can catch 30 bass a day. But what I'm saying, you could water ski back then, and when you came out of the water just beat it off you from the oil sheen that was on your body. You can talk environmental all you want. Was steel mill good for this area, the tri-state? Yeah, no ifs and buts about it. But they just didn't do it the right way. So, I'm just saying, environmental did not have nothing to do with the steel mills going down. The environmental did a good thing. It was a union worker wanting $27 an hour to push a broom and working all the overtime they could to bankrupt that company. And it's no different. Listen, if the pension fund, if they would just passed a law that you can't work any overtime your last 4 years of your career.
You sound very Republican today.
No, I'm just a realist. I'm just
getting back at you. A couple times you're like, Michael, you sound Republican. Oh, my God. Go ahead. I know.
I'm just saying. It would have cut that pension deficit in half. People need to start looking in the mirror and stop pointing fingers. That's all I'm just trying to say. Were there things done wrong from the committees? I'm sure there were. People looking the other way. But let's just not just blame it on one party or one committee. Listen, it's been going on for decades of going in and working as much overtime as you can and just wrecking that pension fund.
Well, I think, but the solution has to come now, because it's crisis phase, and I get it, but I don't blame Steve Zappala for going on about this yesterday. I just don't. Our DA.
Well, I don't have a problem with that either. Just I would like to hear Steve come out and say, and let's also look at the workers who have been dogpiling overtime the last 4 years of their career, who was probably the major contributor to this deficit.
But and at the end of the day, the unions struck an agreement with folks about those last 2 years, and that is the average of what your pension would be. So people who negotiated that was a long time ago, way before Innamorato and even probably Fitzgerald.
Well, let's go down this road as quick as we can. Name one thing that has a powerful union that has worked out. In 1977, when I graduated, we were number 1 in the world in education. The teachers' union got strong. Now we're 26. Back in the 50s and 60s, the Steelworkers Union was iffy. The Steelworkers Union got strong. How's steel today? You pick a union, and you tell me a strong union, and that business is still doing good. and there isn't one. There isn't one. You got to be able to fire people. I don't care how much money you pay them, but if they're not working, the people with the money have to be able to fire that person. A union protects the lazy person 8 days a week.
Craig, have a good weekend, my friend. Good call. Good call.
Go get a snootful.
Good call. Go get a snootful, Otis. See you later. Otis. I'm going to introduce you, Otis from West Virginia. Craig, thanks a lot. All right. When I come back, some final thoughts. I'm here till 5. Michael Bartley every 2 to 5. And then I am coming. I have cataract surgery Tuesday, so I'm not back till Thursday night, my regular 6 to 10. But I am sneaking in here at 9:30 on Monday morning with Larry Richard on the Big K Morning Show to make some special announcements. Okay, I'll be right back.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I've been in the financial planning industry for 22 years. Before that, I was a golf pro. And being a golf pro meant I was away a lot, which left my dear wife, Barb, home alone to do the extraordinary job of raising our 2 kids. I really had no idea how wonderful they were until they were all grown up. They are smart, respectful, and kind. My son Lester and daughter Sarah both work with me here at Botkin Family Wealth Management. They work hard and have a wonderful relationship with one another, with me, and with our many clients. I can't take any credit for how they turned out. That was all Barb. But I am thoroughly enjoying spending each day with them now. We work as a team for our clients and hope to get to meet you one of these days. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com. That's Botkin, B-O-T-K-I-N, botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
It's Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back. Just some final thoughts here. Saturdays, I'm finished at 5 o'clock. So, yeah, I'll be back my regular show next Thursday evening after I have my cataract surgery on Tuesday. Wish me well. I think it's fine. The last one was totally fine. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, baby. But I will sneak in here Monday morning at 9:30. And my producer here today, Michaela, is saying that she got a number of phone calls about people saying, what's his big surprise Monday morning? I'll give you a hint. It's all right. It's become a tradition with Larry Richert on the Big K Morning Show that I announce because I'm on the board of directors of CYA and the Art Rooney Awards. Okay, so I'll give you a couple hints. Let's see if you can guess them, and then I'll have them all for you. Larry and I, Monday morning, 9:35ish. And Marianne Hennerati, my buddy, who's the CEO of CYA, which is Catholic Youth Association, she'll join us as well. And CYA, they do elder care. They do Meals on Wheels. They care for folks. It's incredible. They've been going for 100 years. And the chief, Art Rooney Sr., the chief, he started the Art Rooney Awards in 1971. And it's incredible, really is, that it's going this long. And we get 500-600 people a year. It's unbelievable. And, we do the Art Rooney Award. And that goes to people who, because of their leadership, their generosity, they make a gigantic impact on the people of Pittsburgh and this region. And this year it goes to a husband and wife. I'll let you know who it is. But I got to tell you, I talked to them the other day. They're the most down-to-earth people. Oh, my. That's what I love about Pittsburgh. If you're arrogant, you got to get the hell out of here. If you're condescending and talk down to people, you better get the hell out of here. These people are so generous. They are delightful people and philanthropists with a capital P. Unbelievable. The Patricia R. Rooney Award is going to go to somebody who is one of the nicest people I've ever talked to and met over the years. And she is a huge, huge force in downtown Pittsburgh. The John McGrady Award, the same, to a man who made major strides in helping with the NFL draft, turning the city around. The Bob Prince Award goes to a huge athlete. We've honored Heinz Ward, Terry Bradshaw. I've met them all over the years. I've been doing this dinner for 25 years at least. And this goes to a young woman who is just an unbelievable example and a nationally renowned athlete. Okay? The Bill Burns Award, Larry Richert and I were both recipients of that. This year goes to a super talented, super popular sports reporter. Don't worry, you'll know the name. Believe me, you will. So I'll be back 9:35 live with my main man, Larry Richert. Big K Morning Show. I'll see you Monday, 9:35. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep